It's a beautiful Thursday evening. Thanks for joining us on Nationwide today. I'm Elizabeth Omori. All is now set for the Global Education Summit in London, United Kingdom. President Muhammad Buhari, who is expected to join other heads of state and government at a high-level engagement, has already pledged to increase budgetary allocation to the education sector by 50% in the next 2 years. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
Before attending the strategic meeting on the Global Education Summit with members of the Nigerian delegation, President Muhammadu Buhari signed relevant documents committing Nigeria to progressively increase its annual domestic education expenditure by 50% over the next 2 years and up to 100% by the year 2025 and beyond. This is aimed at improving learning outcomes in the country. With Nigeria now fully committed to significantly increase investment in education, this meeting, presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari, is aimed at strategizing on how best Nigeria can drive maximum benefits from the Global Education Summit. The goal is to strengthen the nation's institutions, promote greater adoption of technology, build the capacities of teachers, and mobilize additional financial resources through legal frameworks and deliberate intervention on a sustainable basis. Minister of State for Education, Chukwuemeka Nwajuba, coordinated the strategic meeting.
There are donor countries working towards raising about $5 billion to commit to education around the globe. Nigeria has been a strong partner and one of the biggest spenders for education at the moment, and it is in that light that the Federal Ministry of Education, acting on the directive of the President, committed towards being part of this conference. So the President is here to work with his broad heads of government to work out the right allocations that will go to different states and how to raise the entirety of the funds that are required, and to give Nigeria's commitment towards increased access to school outcomes and all the targets that Nigeria has been set.
The Global Education Summit is aimed at charting the best way forward towards transforming education systems in partner countries through the exchange of best practices. Some people back home are saying that President Buhari doesn't have to be here physically to attend this summit. What will you be telling them?
It is important. Nigeria is a leading country in the entire global education chain, and we are one of the biggest beneficiaries. His presence here is almost a sacrifice he's making on behalf of the people of Nigeria to get as much as is possible. I wouldn't have him any other way except come, because ourselves as ministers may not be in the same league to muscle other governments the way we ought to, but his presence alone, his sheer dignity and the composure with which he brings to the table has, in the last, just his arrival here has opened in all the meetings we had this morning. Everybody's excited at the president here, and we've gotten, just by him being here, we've gotten and extracted some key commitments that in our morning meetings this morning and this afternoon, before part of this briefing today, will be to tell him some of the things we already have gotten for him. I wouldn't have him any other way.
The summit is co-organized by Prime Minister Boris Johnson of the United Kingdom and Kenyan leader Uhuru Kenyatta. From London, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
And still talking education, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has announced 6th of August 2021 as examination date for candidates who were unable to sit for the 2021 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, due to some valid reasons. A statement by JAMB's Head of Public Affairs, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, says, following due consultation with the National Examination Council concerning the timetable of the Council's ongoing SSCE, JAMB has scheduled a mock-up UTME in some selected locations across the nation. About 18 candidates slated for the examination are being notified through both text messages on their designated phone numbers and their JAMB profiles. No candidate whose result has been duly released will be rescheduled for another examination, contrary to the sponsored fake news being circulated on the social media. Away from education, the All Progressives Congress Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee has assured members of the party that its position remains sacrosanct and will lead the party to conduct hitch-free congresses and convention. This was at a briefing held at Buhari House, National Secretariat of the party. Saliu Abdullah Gwanara reports.
Different interpretations by some individuals of the judgment by the Supreme Court that upheld the election of Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu prompted this briefing. A council that defended Akeredolu and the APC reaffirmed that the judgment by the Supreme Court did not oppose the position of Governor Mai Mala Buni and the likes as chairman and members of the Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee.
There's nowhere in the judgment of the majority where the efficacy of the office of our chairman, national chairman, was questioned. Nowhere. What happened was that the judgment of the tribunal that says that the holding of a party position does not contravene section 183 of the constitution still stands. That was the judgment that was given by the tribunal, that was upheld by the Court of Appeal and upheld by the majority decision of the Supreme Court. I don't know why people are attributing so much to the judgment of the minority.
We will hold the congresses as scheduled, and we are firm about our party, firm about what we are doing, firm about the leadership of the party, firm about the government of President Muhammad Buhari.
The APC words local government and state congresses are scheduled to commence on the 31st of July 2021. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
The All Progressives Congress in Bauchi has promised to entrench internal democracy in the party to ensure fairness in the forthcoming election of the party's officials at all levels. Mahmoud Ibn Mohammed reports that the state secretariat of the party, the state secretary of the party assured of hitch-free election in Bauchi State.
Although not in power in Bauchi State, the All Progressive Congress in the state, according to its secretary, Bako Hussaini, is stronger than ever and ready for the forthcoming ward, local government and state congresses. With a clear message of unity amongst members, the party's secretary assures of a successful congress in Bauchi State. Already, members have begun picking interest forms for the party's chairmanship in the state.
We want to see that APC is carrying everybody on board. We want to see that there's absolute unity and there's a vibration or a robust change in all the leadership.
In Bauchi, Mahmoud Ibn Mohammed, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party has revealed plans to commence e-registration to welcome new members nationwide next month. The National Publicity Secretary of the party, at a media briefing in Abuja, says the exercise will begin with a pre-launch at the National Secretariat of the party. Timothy Yusuf reports.
INEC has come out to reveal that not less than 1 million Nigerians have so far participated in the online continuous voter registration exercise of the Commission. It is on that premise that the PDP reaffirmed that there is no part of Nigeria that is not covered as far as the party is concerned, as information received by the party from all its members across the 36 states and the 774 local governments revealed that there is nowhere that they cannot carry out the online registration.
But we must demonstrate to our members and to Nigerians out there who are willing to engage with the People's Democratic Party, who are already rallying with our party and who want to join, not just as supporters, but as members.
Meanwhile, the crisis rocking the All Progressives Grand Alliance in Anambra State has continued to generate more controversy, as the Jude Okeke-led faction at a media briefing in Abuja says, and Owerri High Court has ordered INEC not to remove Chuma Umoji as Anambra ABGA Goba candidate and reaffirmed that Jude Okeke is the ABGA acting national chairman.
This timely and latest judgment of court has finally buried any contention within ABGA regarding the Anambra State election.
In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NTA.
Prosecuting and applying stiff punishment on those found guilty of electoral violence are some of the approaches suggested by participants in a summit organized by the National Orientation Agency on Curbing Electoral Violence in Abuja. Kenneth Nanim reports.
2023 general elections may seem far, but the federal government is reading the tea leaves and taking steps to addressing the challenges through advocacy and interactive fora such as this.
Violence prevention efforts are also more successful when political party leaders take the lead in creating relevant peace narratives.
Ensure that you have internal party governance mechanism within your political party that elects credible people to stand for the general election.
Respect for the equality of all members of the political party. B, respect for majority rule. And C, respect for minority rights.
Stakeholders in this hall are passionate about key reforms in the electoral process. They believe electoral violence leaves more than physical scars on the nation's psyche. They are pinpointing salient issues in the recently passed Electoral Act Amendment Bill by the National Assembly.
We believe that with electronic transmission of results, we are going to have large reduction in election violence.
When you do not criminalize violent behaviors that are criminal, then you are fomenting a culture of violence.
And I will appeal that this thing should not just stop at the national headquarters here in Abuja and the states too, but it should go down to a local level because politics is local.
Kenneth Nanim, NTA News.
And for the purpose of clarity on our JAMB report, about 18,000 candidates slated for the 2021 UTME have been notified through both text messages on the designated phone numbers in their JAMB profiles. Time now to join Michael in Lagos for more reports on Nationwide. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Elizabeth. The Lagos State government has received various empowerment kits to help develop the capacity of more than 5,000 persons occupying various internally displaced camps in the state. The donor, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, is targeting displaced victims of insurgency across the 36 states of the Federation. Being a cosmopolitan city with vibrant economic presence, Lagos State faces a huge task of managing thousands of people displaced by accidents and disasters. Apart from provision of accommodation and feeding, there is the constraint of filling the gap of capacity building for the internally displaced persons occupying the two major IDP camps in the state. This donation will be handy in not only improving the skills of the internally displaced persons, but providing means of livelihood.
This item, we believe, will alleviate the sufferings of the underprivileged and it will make them to become self-reliant. By so doing, we will be eradicating poverty gradually in our society.
The Lagos State government promised to leverage on its robust database for internally displaced persons in ensuring equitable distribution.
At disbursement, we also have a standard procedure for disbursing the items to wherever they are going to end up. And we guarantee you that these items will reach the designated people.
More than 5,000 people have been trained in our relief camp in collaboration with Ministry of Youth Poverty Alleviation. So this one will be additional, and I can assure you that we will use it judiciously.
Since empowerment plays a crucial role in building and developing a nation, the satisfaction here is that it will be a major force to eliminating unrest once the 36 states of the Federation are covered. A group of young progressive minds in Anambra State, as well as some merchants, have rallied their support for Godwin Maduka to join in the November 6 governorship election race with a view to deliver to Anambarians the much-awaited social and infrastructure development. The move, they say, is towards entrenching true democratic governance in the state. Abolade Salami reports.
As the race for the #1 citizen in Anambra State continues to gather momentum, political parties and candidates are deploying all forms of tactics to woo prospective voters to their camps. While some have described themselves as the messiah to liberate the state from its numerous challenges, others have engaged in the use of various mediums to propagate their manifestos. Not convinced by these premises, this group of people have pitched their tent in support of a technocrat, Godwin Maduka, to declare his intention for the office, saying his antecedents and track records qualify him for the job.
We want a way forward. We want a new governance. We want a government that will favor the people of Anambra, that will favor the poor woman in the markets, the poor farmer in the village, and the traders as well.
Elated by the trust and confidence reposed in him by the Anambra Progressive Minds as the right man for the job, Godwin Maduka said, in or out of government, the development of Anambra State remains his priority.
You want to see the equal creation of people. You can see it in Martin Luther King, you can see it in Obama, and you can see it in Godwin Maduka. I'm giving you the speech. I have come home and developed my motherland. What I'm doing now is to change the way our people think.
The need for the electoral umpire to remain apolitical during and after the election is stressed is key to democratic sustenance. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Time now for some messages, and Nationwide continues shortly. Please stay.
Nigerian youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth entrepreneurship support years by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youths, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
The future belongs to those who leverage on digital innovations. Digital Peers International presents DigiTest Online 2021, an online summer camp that brings ages 8 to 18 together across Nigeria, Canada, US, and more countries. Team Digital Skills Pathway to Prosperity. Date 8 to 16 August 2021. At DigiTest, kids and teens will unearth their potential to create digital products with possibilities of making profits online. Participation would be virtual with few physical non-residential at the DigiTest Center, Abuja, and we all enjoy a level playing field to compete with students across the globe. Lots of prizes to be won. Give your kids an opportunity of a lifetime today for only 5,000 Naira for virtual and 20,000 Naira for physical. To register, visit our website at www.digitalpeers.org/DigiTestOnline2021 or call 08077823307 or 08077823308.
A new edition of TV Guide is out exclusively with Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau State.
Since assuming office, our rescue administration has pursued the path of peace and reconciliation and restored confidence among people of different ethnic, religious, and political persuasions. Peace is back on the plateau. We are building world-class infrastructure in roads and opening up opportunities for innovation.
The edition is a compendium of mind-blowing stories for your reading pleasure, ranging from entertainment, economy, sports, media, politics, family, and lots more. Pick up a copy and keep abreast with issues and trending features within our space. TV Guide, very incisive, Very educative and compelling. Grab a copy at the vendor near you or any NTA station nationwide. TV Guide, your indispensable companion.
Thanks for staying with us. Since the country returned to democratic rule in 22 years ago, there has been an increase in parliamentary activities and there's the need for transparency and accountability in handling public funds. Chinaza John reports that this formed the focus at a two-day legislative oversight training under USAID state-to-state project in Ebonyi State.
The 1999 Constitution in sections 88, 89, 128 and 129 empowers the legislature to carry out oversight functions towards ensuring that government-formulated policies are implemented in the interest of the citizens. But despite being backed by law, some citizens view the power as a means to siphon public funds. It is to change this negative perception, improve budgetary process as well as strengthen government institutions through effective accountability and transparency of public funds that gave rise to USAID state-to-state activity.
Our project is focused on ensuring that the state manages resources for public finance management.
The public financial management structure and system is improved upon, and that improvement leads into improved service delivery.
With Ebonyi State being among the 6 states benefiting from the activity, the lawmakers were tasked to ensure appropriate budget allocation to different sectors by effectively engaging MDAs and the executive arm.
It should be to the entirety of the budget that 70 abounds to citizens.
This workshop is going to just be a reflection of what we have done rightly and a reminder to improve.
Oversight functions for the House of Assembly to the executive is not an indictment. It's just a way of knowing how far the budget has been carried out.
It is expected that at the end of the 5 years, these 6 states will not only improve the process of accountability, it will also improve service delivery in health, sanitation, and hygiene. In Abakaliki, Chinaza John, NTA News.
The National Employment Council is fine-tuning innovative ideas and selected MDAs that will be profitable to other sectors of the Nigerian economy to address unemployment. Emmanuel Ayemi reports that the work plan, still in deliberation by the tripartite constituents of the council, will identify gaps responsible for low productivity across sectoral value chain.
4 MDAs are being evaluated under evolving strategies towards upgrading various value chains for increased production and create value addition across most profitable areas. This idea by the council addresses unemployment gaps in agriculture, mines and steel, as well as tourism.
The mining sector is also another critical sector and one of the frontiers of this administration priority goal of diversifying our country's revenue base through creating jobs and facilitating an environment where enterprises can strive.
As you know, employers will look for opportunities, and employers are willing to work in areas that will create wealth for them. So we hope that through these council meetings and our collaboration, there will be policies that will favor employers working in those different sectors.
Other roles we play is to encourage workers to be productive, is to also ensure that necessary training are given to the necessary department so that government don't also hire consultants to do the job of employees they already have in the ministry.
After the deliberation, the council is expected to present a memo that will take the country from raw materials exporter to become an industrialized nation. Emmanuel Ayemi, NTA News.
The federal government will continue to engage partners and support programs that will provide job opportunities for the teeming youth. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Education Intervention, Obafela Bamkolemo, re-echoed this commitment when he joined other guests on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria in discussing the recently launched Generation Unlimited program in Nigeria. Olusheye Adiabu reports.
The Generation Unlimited Gen U program is a new platform for job opportunities for youths targeting no fewer than 20 million beneficiaries in Nigeria. The federal government is collaborating with the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF, on the program to offer digital skills for youths to be self-reliant. For the SSA to the President on Education, the intervention is among deliberate efforts of the government aimed at promoting public-private partnership to provide comprehensive education and training for the young people.
One of the things that we're as a country that excites us about Gen U when we're crafting all this is the numbers we're targeting to ensure that these numbers are not just numbers, but you see the average Nigerian's life get better, and that's what we must do.
Other guests put the Gen U initiative in this contest.
Generation Unlimited Nigeria is looking at 4 pillars, if I may say. It is more around education and skills, entrepreneurship, employability, and empowerment. So it's the 4 E's, and the 4 E's are being addressed primarily by digital learning and by workforce employment.
Young people themselves have a very important role to play, not only in defining what the agenda should be, but because they have solutions. They are able to sit down at the table with an equal voice with these partners and say, these are some of the solutions that we think you should invest in because it will actually make a difference in our lives.
While the guests are expectant of quality reception, they are encouraging Nigerian youths to look forward for the recruitment processes across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country and take advantage of the opportunity to develop themselves. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
This is Nationwide on NTA. Time now to join Kemi in Ibadan.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and welcome to Ibadan. The agricultural sector has been identified as a viable option for economic diversification and national development. This, however, should be based on a forward-looking approach. Kemi Oshi in this report takes a look at the involvement of youth in agriculture for a sustainable future.
Available statistics show that agriculture contributes over 40% of the gross domestic product and has the capacity to employ about 70% of Nigeria's working population. This potential of the sector is, however, not being maximized as throngs of young graduates still leave school in search of white-collar jobs.
This is not a second-class profession. It's the foremost profession. Silvicultural practices, how to raise seedling, and now raising it by the roadside, and making fortune out of it.
Any student who has been opportune to come to the college, we will tell them sky is their beginning.
The provision of specialized institutions, such as the Federal College of Forestry across the country, will no doubt encourage more youths to take pride in agroforestry-related careers.
This is a practical-related school. So most of what we learn here, not just theoretical only, but we just involve in practical as well, in which we are able to know and get involved in whatever we are learning on.
Seeing the chicks, seeing the livestock, rearing them, their feed, formulating everything is very interesting to me, and I find it as something I would be able to dwell on after leaving this school.
With the majority of the population living in the rural areas, encouraging youth participation in agroforestry will boost the sector's contribution to national economy and make it take up pride of place as a choice profession. In Ibadan, Kemi Oshi, NTA News.
A shift from the conventional teaching and farming methods has been advocated to enhance optional food sufficiency and economic growth in the country. This was the focus of discourse at a lecture organized by the Faculty of Agriculture, University of Ibadan. Shola Wahid completes the story.
Speaking on the topic, entertainment education strategy, potent but grossly underutilized driver of developmental agenda, Dr. Razak Olajide explained that the combination of entertainment and education is a veritable means of obtaining results that could be amusing and pleasurable while aiming for an improved agricultural sector for food sufficiency using television, radio, music, and social media.
Though it has potential to educate and entertain, and it also has the potential
to drive the future development agenda. Some educators at the event stressed the need for an urgent investment in the multidisciplinary research to fashion a popular and nationally acceptable soap opera based on theories and methodologies to address agricultural development and other social and economic challenges.
The women are permanently hooked to ZTV. Why not NTA? Why not our own media stations? Why not we have the potential to create more of such entertainment programs that have developmental connotation, that have information connotation, that have education component, that can transform the whole society and the whole country.
There are some people that are not educated, but mere seeing people dance and dramatize and they get all the concept and they get the information.
Future agricultural experts and farmers were charged to be more innovative to attract an agricultural sector that is the envy of all nations. In Ibadan, Shola Wahid, NTA News.
And that's it from here. Elizabeth, it's back to you.
Thank you, Kemi. The National Identity Management Commission, NIMSI, says it has reached more than 60 million total number of unique name records in the National Identity Database. A statement by NIMSI's head corporate communications, Kayode Adegoke, indicates that the feat couldn't have been possible without the cooperation of all stakeholders, including the general public. The Commission reiterates its commitment in keeping the momentum of speeding up name issuance nationwide for better identification, authentication and improved service delivery, and urges those yet to get their names to do so. The National Population Commission and National Space Research and Development Agency are strengthening cooperation on digitizing population data towards achieving a viable population intervention activities via an evidence-based information. This was part of the thrust at a meeting between the managements of the two agencies at the NPC headquarters in Abuja. Oluseyi Adeagbo reports.
The Geographic Information System, GIS, is the technology used to upload the data collected and reprocessed into a digital form in the ongoing nationwide remuneration area demarcation EAD exercise by the National Population Commission. Using these satellite images for gathering data, the NPC says is helping to make the exercise seamless, confirming that 698 local government areas of the country have been demarcated and promising to cover the entire country in its next two phases.
Demarcating the country is just one thing, but using the data is the most important thing. And we would like to enlist your support so that we can provide different products for Nigerians to use.
This data in some countries are sold and bought because of their relevance. But with Grid 3 now, it's like bringing the whole Nigerian data together for planning purpose. And we accepted to do this because the interest of Nigeria in going into space is socio-economic development.
Leadership of the Population Commission is expressing goodwill to the partnership. This meeting is already giving birth to an exchange of materials and a technical committee set up as the two sides look forward to an improved working relationship for the benefits of data users and betterment of Nigeria. In Abuja, Oluseyi Adeagbo, NTA News.
Into electrification, the Transmission Company of Nigeria says it has fully restored the nation's grid after system collapse as a result of a sudden drop in system frequency. A statement by TCN says that after some power generating stations tripped off, resulting to loss of 611 megawatts, system operators immediately commenced the restoration of the grid from Shiroro Generating Station and subsequently Delta Power Station. TCN appreciates electricity customers for their patience and promises to continue to work to expand and maintain the stability of the national grid. And Mohammed is in Maiduguri standing by with some reports for us. Hello, Mohammed.
Hello, Elizabeth. Thank you and welcome to Maiduguri. Borno State Government has approved financial support of 12.8 million naira for 641 candidates currently at the final stage of the exercise to qualify for recruitment into Nigerian Army 81 regular intake for 2021. Governor Babagana Umar Zulum announced his support while addressing the candidates at Memalari Barracks in Maiduguri, where he was received by the Theatre Commander Operation Hadinkai, Major General Christopher Musa. Mohammed Goni reports.
There are 641 candidates, each of whom is to get 20,000 naira, have passed different stages of medical and fitness tests and built to leave for final military training at Folgore Game Reserve in Kano, from where successful candidates will be recruited into the army. Governor Zulum urged the candidates, many of whom hail from the 27 local government areas of Borno, to be good ambassadors of the state.
Under no circumstances you will go and behave wrongly somewhere outside Borno State. And inshallah, we shall provide the needed support to all of you.
The governor, in addition, approved 15,000 naira monthly to support each of the 641 candidates during the last stage of the recruitment exercise. The recruitment officer, Major Nasir Garba, informed that each candidate has been certified by officials as genuine indigenes from their respective local government areas. Successful candidates across the country are expected to proceed to the Nigerian Army Depot in Zaria for other stages of recruitment and training. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Goni, NTA News.
Reconciling communities and families with repentant and de-radicalized insurgents requires involvement of critical stakeholders and development partners to ensure the process does not spiral into another conflict in the Northeast region. It is in this regard that the National Human Rights Commission, in collaboration with United Nations Development Programme and European Union, organized an entry dialogue in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. Jadwa John Jassini reports.
Participants in the stakeholder dialogue were representatives of traditional institutions, ministries, departments and agencies, as well as the legal institutions and civil society organizations concerned with the trail of physical, emotional and psychological the Boko Haram insurgency in the region. The National Human Rights Commission says synergy and partnership with these stakeholders is key in mobilizing communities and families towards fostering restorative and transitional justice for peaceful coexistence. The Commission chose Borno, Adamawa and Yobe states, being the worst affected by the over a decade-long conflict in the region, as pilot states for implementation of the project. The Executive Secretary, National Human Rights Commission, Tony Ojukwu, noted that the project is aimed at building capacity of communities, setting framework for transitional justice, as well as community participation in restorative justice for sustenance of lasting peace in the affected communities.
We had ways we used to live together, even before the formal justice system came. That is why we are looking at the combination of the formal justice system with informal justice system. That is what restorative justice is all about. So we're trying to build a future where all the conflicts will be resolved to prevent more conflicts.
He further commended the traditional institutions and others for the cordial working relationship over time and expressed optimism of positive results at the end of the project. Various speakers at the event lauded the Human Rights Commission for the foresight of brainstorming on how to foster unity and peaceful coexistence across the three states and assured of their full support. In Maiduguri, Jadwa, John Jessney, NTA News.
It's time for another break, and Nationwide continues afterwards with Obehi in Benin.
Compatriots, our country can be as great as we want.
Let us all commit ourselves to its greatness.
We must be willing to set aside our differences, unite and stay as one.
In our expansive landmass, human and material resources, and plurality lies our strength.
Let our challenges lead us to rediscover our common ground, and together, let's find solutions.
This will take some time, so it requires patience, tolerance, and forgiveness from every one of us.
Let all hands come on deck to protect and transform our country.
Let us unite and see each other not as adversaries, but as brothers and sisters.
Together, we can build a better Nigeria for ourselves and for the next generations.
This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA, with support from Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
Officers to the following specially packaged training programs. Basic Directing Techniques, date 2nd August to 27th August 2021, 4 weeks. New Technologies, Optical Fiber, IP Technologies, Automation Storage Management and Wireless Technology, date 9th August to 13th August 2021, 1 week. Transmitter Operation and Maintenance, date 23rd August to 27th August 2021, 1 week. Advanced Broadcast Accounting and Auditing. Date 30th August to 24th September 2021. 4 weeks. Emotional Intelligence for Workplace Efficiency. Date 6th September to 17th September 2021. 2 weeks. The course fee for the 4-week course is 100,000 naira per participant. The fee for the 2-week course is 80,000 naira, while the course fee for the 1-week course is 60,000 naira only. Accommodation inclusive. The venue for all courses is the serene and secure environment of NTA TV College near Old Government House, Rayfield, Jos. For more inquiries, please call 0803 079 5335 or 0806 980 9807. NTA TV College, Jos, training you to be the best you want to be.
We are StarTimes, the most affordable digital pay TV platform with the widest signal coverage in Nigeria, dedicated to bringing the best TV entertainment around the world to your screen. From Hollywood to Bollywood to Nollywood, we offer the most affordable subscription. Enjoy over 75 channels for as low as 1,700 naira, like Nat Geo Wild, BBC, ESPN, and premium sports like Emirates FA Cup, La Liga, Bundesliga, wrestling. What's more exciting? We have the most flexible payment options in Nigeria. Don't dull. Join us now for an exciting journey. StarTimes. Enjoy digital life.
Hello and welcome to Benin. Edo State Police Command has described as false the information being circulated about the kidnapping of 7 naval officers along the Warri-Sapele Road this Monday. The command's public relations officer, Kotong Spello, in his clarifications, informed NTA News crew that it was actually some students of the Naval College of Engineering, Sapele, that were kidnapped at Irekwe in Edo State. Jude Abugu has the details.
The incident, according to the command's public relations officer, occurred at about 6 in the evening on Monday, the 26th of this month, around Irekwen community along the Benin-Ekpoma Road. He stated that a Toyota bus and a Sienna car taking the students from Kaduna State to their base in Sapele, Delta State, were intercepted and diverted into the bush by the hoodlums.
On receipt of the information, the police operatives of Edo Command swung into action, pursued the hoodlums, exchanged some gunpowder, rescued 13 of them on that same day.
The PPRO confirmed that apart from the 13 students rescued by security operatives, 1 student later escaped from the kidnappers' den, while 5 others are still being held by the kidnappers.
Now I'm talking to you, 5 of them are still with them. The bush combing, the police operatives are still on bush combing in collaboration with the local vigilante.
The PPRO, who faulted the manner at which the incident was being misrepresented, pleads with journalists and media organizations to always seek clarifications from the police before reporting on such issues. This is to avoid misinforming the public. In Benin, Jude Abugu, NTA News.
The former Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, has advocated efforts of concerned stakeholders to improve primary health care across the country to achieve the universal health coverage in the interest of the masses. The former minister gave the indication at a health forum in Ado-Ekiti. Ayodeji Ogunshaki reports.
The challenges of healthcare service have continued to have negative effects on the people. Institutions and government at all levels are addressing through different means. The former minister said healthcare financing and exploring visible innovation opportunities to improve primary healthcare across the country are required for better healthcare service delivery for the masses. He advocates genuine universal health coverage, which will make Nigerians have access to healthcare, adding that there's needs to address the challenges of inadequate funding, human resources, and lack of appropriate decentralization of healthcare system.
Universal coverage, we're talking about ensuring that all Nigerians have access to healthcare when it is needed, where it is needed, without them going into debt for this. The way out is for all of us as stakeholders to put more money in primary care and let local government take care of primary care centers. And with some support from federal and state, things will become normal.
The Ekiti State Governor, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, at the forum says his administration will continue to prioritize quality and affordable health care and insurance for the people of the state, aside investment in the health sector to meet the best standard. From Mado Ekiti, Ayode Jogunshakin, NTA News.
And that's it from Benin. Nationwide continues with Elizabeth in Abuja. Thank you, Obey. In still talking health, the provision of automated blood screening components will ensure appropriate clinical use of blood in hospitals, as well as minimize transfusion transmissibility infections like HIV and hepatitis in Nigeria. The Minister of Health, Dr. Saigi Ehanire, said this at the inauguration of the National Blood Transfusion Service Component Separation System, an automated...
The Sahel Military Games is organized by the Organization of Military Sports in Africa, founded by Major General Boom of Cameroon, in to promote unity among the and security in the region. It's a motivation for troops who
to ensure the
General Meikano Abdullah for the Sahel Games.
It's a game for golf and marathon race. Golf and marathon race. Football, golf.
Technology presents ample opportunity for growth-based collaborations and partnerships, as interested stakeholders will be invited to invest in the large-scale production of blood components and plasma-derived medicinal products. This will create jobs, at least 500,000 jobs across the country in the next 5 years.
The Ministry of Health is optimistic that with the effective execution of the MBTS mandate, the 1 million Safe Blood initiative is actualizable.
The Federal Ministry of Health will give the necessary support to implement and realize your mandate, and shall work with the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning to source appropriate funding and take off grant for you to make blood service a sustainable venture for Nigeria.
The National Blood Transfusion Service, MBTS, was established to regulate, coordinate and ensure the provision of transfusion in a cost-effective manner. Uche Ugochukwu, NTA News.
Still on health, the number of confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Akwa Ibom State has risen to 447. This increase has been attributed to the third wave, otherwise referred to as Delta variant of coronavirus, which health experts say is highly contagious. Ifoma Aihoji brings us an update on the current situation in Akwa Ibom State.
It's no longer news that there is a surge in the spread of coronavirus, which is attributed to a third wave referred to as the Delta variant. This variant, according to health experts in Akwa Ibom State, is about 50% more transmissible, which is evident in the exponential increase in the number of confirmed positive cases. Reports from the State Ministry of Health shows that on July 1st, only one positive person was in isolation, but as at the time of filing this report, about 447 persons have tested positive to COVID-19 in Akwa Ibom State in the third wave. Out of this number, about 24 persons are presently in the isolation center. Others are going through admission processes, while the state has recorded 7 deaths, which results to about 0.8% fatality.
Akwa Ibom is one of the states in the country that is testing a lot. One of the reasons why you are also seeing positive cases. So there's a real wave here upon us.
In view of this, the need for individuals and organizations to adhere strictly to preventive guidelines cannot be overemphasized.
Now you have the Delta variant of the COVID-19 virus that is killing people in different parts of the world. So we continue to encourage our people, let's protect ourselves.
Meanwhile, free testing is ongoing at various government COVID-19 centers in the state. In Oyo, Ifoma Aihoji, NTA News.
No ideal society enjoys relative peace and socio-economic development when the youth engage in drug abuse. Ayodele Ibigbemi in Ayingba, Kogi State takes a look at the dangers of drug abuse and how to stop the trend.
Psychiatrists and other health experts have continuously warned against the use of psychotic substances, pain medications, non-prescriptive drugs, and alcohol, which has damaged and caused many harm. Drug abuse has led many youths into physical, social, and emotional trauma. The challenge of drug abuse is alarming, especially among young adults under the age of 30 to 40. Delta Buhari, Okon Agnes and Happiness Biola are among many youths that have different opinions on why youths abuse drugs.
Okay, most times people have different reasons why they take drugs, but no reason is justifiable.
Maybe they feel it to get them excited, like once you're on drugs you'll be able to do things you think you wouldn't be able to do physically normally.
Some, they have low self-esteem.
Experts say if drug abuse can be completely arrested among the youth, then it will go a long way to address the prevailing security situation in the country.
The youths of this country form about, let's say, 60% of the workforce, and once this workforce is destroyed because of drug abuse, it affects production.
When people abuse drugs, it has effect on the society. Look at the economic implication, because we have to rehabilitate these people. You have to begin to cancel them, rehabilitate them. So the cost of rehabilitation is enormous.
From Ayigba, Ayodele Ibigbemi, NTA News.
Soccer have come the way of the families of 19 deceased passengers whose vehicle plunged into a river in Dogwa local government area of Kano State as a way of cushioning their grief for their losses. Ali Adamo reports that officials of the State Emergency Management Agency presented the donation during a sympathy visit to the area.
Not fewer than 19 passengers, including the driver of this vehicle, lost their lives while crossing a bridge which was submerged by water as they were returning home at night from Leroy town. 18 bodies of the victims were so far recovered and buried after all-night intensive search and rescue efforts by people in Dogwa local government area. Kano State government, through its emergency management agency, donated food items as a way of supporting the families of the victims.
I lost my father, the driver of the vehicle, and a brother and a sister.
The incident has shocked people in the community. We never experienced things like this in our life.
People should be very careful, more especially as we are being warned that this year's rainfall is going to be heavy. As a result of that, there must be a flood all over and windstorm.
Items donated include 19 bags of rice, 19 bags of millet, and 19 bags of maize. In Kano, Ali Adamu, NTA News.
And for some sporting stories, let's join Tamara Ibiwe.